It's my Tuesday interview of some of the up and coming top content creators that are Black on YouTube. I am honored to be graced by the presence of the homie Miss T of Struggle Reviews TV. My sister, how you doing tonight?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Lamont.
It's my pleasure. It's, how can I not have such an esteemed sister who reviews such esteemed Academy Award winning TV shows, ladies and gentlemen? And if you are not following this sister, you're missing out on a treat that tastes better than cherry pie warmed over, okay? This young lady be putting on for the city, reviewing some of the best in old school Black exploitation I've ever seen. But that's not all she does, okay? You see that setup she's got behind her? She does the whole gambit. And I got a sizzle reel for the sister. Take a look at this. Yes, I do. I do. Let me tell you something. You know you did that shit better than Michael Jackson, okay? You know, you had Michael Jackson beat. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you love that kind of energy,
Oh gosh.
this sister delivers that kind of energy on everything she puts on social media. She does have an IG and she has a YouTube. My sister, Miss T, tell the people, what was it that inspired you to get on YouTube and start doing reviews of some of the old school Black shows?
Well, I just like movies for one. I got on with no intent to do anything old school, but with a lot of the content that was coming out, I was having an issue connecting because a lot of it I just didn't like, and I didn't want to be that YouTuber who got on, with every video. Well, I didn't like this. And I was just about to pretty much just, leave it alone. And then I had somebody mention, well, could you do the right thing? I would love to hear you talk about that. And I never even thought that anybody would want to hear me talk about anything old school, let alone pay for it or any of that. And that's just how I got started. And it's been rolling ever since. It's been something that I can connect to and express myself and separate my channel from other channels that are on the platform.
100%. When did you figure out you had a talent for laughter? When did you figure out you could entertain a mass group of people and make them laugh?
I had no clue, one. Everybody thinks they're funny. Everybody thinks they're funny, but you may think so. Your friend might think so, but subs, the youth, it sometimes it doesn't transfer. But I was like, you know what? It wasn't anything intentional. I just kept trying to think of ways to make my channel stand out, make my videos enhance, because me talking to you guys, B, Elliot, I thought my channel was lacking because I didn't have a big setup. Like all my editing, just everything on my channel is done strictly on my iPhone. So yeah.
Even to this day, right now.
Everything. So I thought, I was like, what can I do on my own with my iPhone just to, spice up my videos, give an intro, just entertain the people. And I never stream. I never go live. I'm working on that. I'm going to do that more next year. But I never have anybody to bounce off. When you have a panel, it's easier. So it's like, it's just me. How can I keep people entertained for long periods of time? Because once I got monetized and saw, the way that YouTube breaks bread, they don't break a whole lot. So
That's
I said,
true.
you know what? Even though I don't have a lot of subscribers at this particular moment, if the retention and the watch time is high enough, I could still get money that way. So I was like, how can I keep people entertained for 20 to 30 minutes sometimes. So it was just, you know, a collection. And then it just gets you guys involved. Like, people really come to see, like, I wonder what she's going to do, what kind of mustache she's going to put on her face, what is she going to do to, you know, animate this part of the movie. And it just gets people really involved. It really gets the subs ready to buy the content. Like, every single throwback review that you see me do, somebody paid for it. I never just like, oh, this is what I want to do. Majority of the time they purchased it. So when they see, like, I wonder what she's going to do with my movie, so that just persists them to pay for it, because I am not one of those fortunate content creators who just does this for the joy. I love it, but it has to come with a coin.
Sister, I'm not mad at you, my sister. Everything need to come with a coin now. I ain't mad at you for that. I like my sisters that know how to count some coins now. And having said that people have been able to basically pay for you to do these reviews. And you've also seen the kind of income you can make from YouTube. Have you ever felt like, when you did the reviews that was paid content, that you felt like you was in a box, that you couldn't be yourself for the review? Or do you feel like you've had the autonomy to do what you want to do on your review?
Oh, absolutely not. I have all kinds of autonomy. Like, when I started, because I'm just getting past my second year, going into my third year on the platform. The first year, I had no clue what I was doing, because I didn't know how to edit. I didn't know how to do anything, but I was trying to model myself after other content creators and speak a certain way, act a certain way. And the people weren't connecting, because they can tell when you're not being authentic. So I was like, you know what? Let me just be myself, review stuff the way that I want to. If I want to have a dance break, if I want to rap, if I want to tell a joke, if I want to sing, if I want to beatbox, I'm going to do that. And people love it. And it's just like, you know, nobody else reviews a movie the way you do. And I can really appreciate that.
100%. Just that's like some of the realest stuff you can tell someone. We don't need another PewDiePie. We don't need another Lamont. We don't need another Larry. We need Struggle Reviewz TV, because who you are is something totally different and unique. And when you feel comfortable doing reviews the way you want to do it, it just makes the content that much easier for you to do. It makes it that much more enjoyable, because it's kind of like you just talking to your friends at the beauty shop or wherever you go to hang out at. And you know, when you're doing that, you get unabridged and you say things that become funny because you're not worried about who's watching no more. And I've watched this young lady grow, and she says a whole lot of funny shit. Now, one thing about her channel, ladies and gentlemen, she has been on an explosive rocket ride. I mean, hell, NASA could have used her. She has been exploding. When I first saw this young lady, I'm going to say maybe 8 months ago, she was somewhere around like 5,000 subscribers. Now the chick is at 10. What has been the secret to you growing so fast for other YouTubers that see you and want to model after the way you've done your channel?
Just offering diversity, because, you know, just to a lot of people aren't jumping on to like, oh, let me look for this movie from 1987. Like, my old school reviews do not bring a lot of people in, but I do try to pinpoint. I'm very meticulous on what I review. I try to give diversity. I don't bar any movie, any genre. If you got to read something indie film, like, I try to give a whole lot of diversity, and it's just something there for everybody. So even though somebody didn't subscribe, you know, for this throwback, you know, movie, maybe they subscribe for Atlanta, maybe they subscribe for the new Interview with a Vampire show. Just give a whole lot of diversity and just give energy. Like, I don't do a video if I can't give my 100%. Like, I know we get like really formulaic, like, let's just get it out. But if I can't give, especially with them paying for a lot of content, because it transferred like through the video, they can tell when it's just like low energy and people won't watch. So I try to give 100%. And if I can't give 100% that day, I'll just try it again tomorrow. But I'm not like the content creators to just manufacture and put out a lot of content. I'm very meticulous about editing and everything that I put out, because I'm like, I didn't like that, let me do it again. Or, you know, let me put a joke right there, I feel like that would be funny. Like, I'm very freaking extra. And it's time consuming. It is extremely time consuming. I'm never going to tell anybody to sit and just edit, because I had no clue. I got on here with every intention to, you know what, I'm going to make a little 5 and 10 minute reviews and hop off. But I had a problem editing myself, because I wanted to talk to the audience like I was talking to a friend. And, you know, you can talk to a friend all day.
All day long.
And I'm like, man, it keeps going over 15 minutes. And I was 20 minutes. I was like, you know what, let me just go, because with the way that YouTube and content is promoted to us, it's just like, people are only going to be receptive to short content. Like, people have really short attention spans. But I find that there is a particular audience who wants, for you to I go from A to Z with the review, and we sit, and it's like, I felt like I watched the movie with you, because I never think about the demographic of people who don't, live in the States. It's just you talking about something that they've never seen. So you might be expressing things that they feel like they're watching it. So it helps. But just trying to just go and just make myself different. That's all I've been trying to do, is carve out a market. And this is the way that I figured out how to do it.
And it is working, man. It is working really, really good. And you kind of found a niche, so to speak, quote unquote, that is working great for you. But along with that niche, you've been able to incorporate other parts that are up to date. Like you said, you're doing a wide variety of content, with the core starting out as your reviews of the old school content. And you're right, hardly anybody is doing that. Not a lot of people are doing it. And we're all happy to see that you are representing us and making us look good and making us smile. Really been proud of you with that. So I started out my whole YouTube channel back in 2015, started out with me on a Samsung Galaxy S3, because my wife would not let me go buy a camera and all that setup and stuff, because she wanted me to kind of, before I blew all the money, make sure it was something that I wanted to do, right?
That's what I did.
and finally she was like, okay, you go ahead and go full bore into it. And that's a good way to kind of get your feet wet, to see if it's something you want to do. And you see the fruits of all your hard work coming true now. And so you said that you are still having to, you're not YouTuber full time. So outside of YouTube, if you can tell us what you do, what kind of other work are you doing outside of YouTube? Now, if you say you at the Pink, look, we're going to blow you up. You say you at the Pink. If you say you at the Pink, we're going to come throw some dollars now. But if you can tell us, what did you do outside of YouTube?
No, what I did outside of YouTube actually built me up to do YouTube, and it helps me to present the content a certain way, because I have to do it in the job. I am actually a kindergarten teacher, Lamont.
Oh, that's so precious. Oh my God.
Oh, I have worked with kids for almost 10 years of my life. And if you know anything about kids, you have to be really out there to just grasp their attention and get them to listen to what you have to say. So that's how I approached the channel. Like, it's just me and it's a whole audience. Let me see what I can do to just get them to pay attention to what I have to say, even if it's just for a little bit.
Now, you probably don't know the story, but I have a soft place in my little heart for children. At one point in time, I owned an early child care center that ranged from infant all the way up to, in my state, they call it NC pre-K. And I would have been a teacher when I was in college, had some girl not got in my face and said, "You're going to be a teacher?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be a teacher." She's like, "Well, you ain't going to get no draws." I said, "Why not?" "Because teachers don't make enough money." Next thing I know, I go into medicine. But I never lost that love and appreciation for children. So that's why I started investing in early child care and done my part to try to make sure that teachers, when I met them, they knew that I understand the kind of stuff you have to go through, from buying things on your own to curriculum issues, to being caught between what the board wants you to do, what a parent wants you to do, and what you as a teacher know you need to do for the child. And, there are some days when I know it's just got to pull your hair out. So for you to still give YouTube as much energy as you're giving it and be a teacher, my sister, you are to be commended. 100% you are to be commended. Have any of your students, parents heard about your content?
Man. I try to hide it so much. I try to hide it so much. I would like love their support, but that's like it's kind of like that's my day job. This is kind of like my night job. Like it's just some stuff I do and say that I would just prefer that they not see, and they just see me in a certain light. Like I want you to feel comfortable leaving leaving your children with me. But a lot of them have went out of their way to subscribe and support anyway, even request movies. Like they've been really supportive because they know that I would love to just transition and be able to do YouTube full time. I love the kids, but it's just this was just a passion of mine. I just always loved movies, and the way that teaching is going, like things have changed so much from when I first started. Kids have changed, the parents, and I'm just kind of I don't like to stay somewhere too long where I can't give my 100% full passion. Right now, YouTube, I'm very passionate about it.
Right. And look, nobody's about to throw no arrows at you for that. I know firsthand how crazy that industry is. Even though you love the kids, you want the best for them, the person providing the education should be treated and paid the way we love to claim we want to pay them. There's no reason why teachers shouldn't be some of the highest paid individuals in America, considering what you have to deal with. There's no reason. The only reason it's not like that is because we don't allow it to happen. So I know the stress you're dealing with, and I commend you for being able to switch gears and then come up here and give this your all and your heart. And what kind of a timeline would you say you're arcing on to the point where you would be able to step away from teaching and do YouTube full time?
I have no clue, Lamont. Like I talk to Elliot and B all day. I always try to use they like, you're not us. Like we took a minute just to get to where you are. So you can't use our little space. But I don't know, like as far and YouTube is so up and down. Like that's what I'm trying to kind of struggling with, the inconsistency of, hey, this month was a great month and then next month could be absolutely nothing. But I do have a lot of support. I have a lot of support, people who want to push me and support me beyond, hey, let me just take care of everything, the household, the kids, while you just strictly focus on YouTube. So that's a transition that would be absolutely helpful. But I'm honestly nervous because I'm like, what if I just wake up tomorrow and I'm just no longer growing? Like it's just so fickle. People are so fickle, but I have been so great to just find some really great people, because everybody tells me all the time, if you can get some subs to pay for anything, you're doing well. But I'm hoping if probably not next year, but the year after that it's just strictly YouTube, because even though it's not a lot of substantial money coming from YouTube, I'm still trying to pan over into things like Twitch, other platforms, other memberships to make sure that that's coming in.
Right. The fact that you are where you're at currently with subscribers and getting paid content, that is the ultimate goal when you first start on YouTube, to help bridge you till you get to the point where you've got enough subscribers and watch time that you're making a couple of thousand a month. And so I would say just ride this wave until it seems like the ebb and flow of YouTube itself still can substantiate the current lifestyle you enjoy living. And the other thing I always tell everybody is have another passive investment that helps you make money. Whether you decide to buy some real estate, whether you do stocks. Me personally, I'm doing both of those. I'm always encouraging my YouTubers, when you're right here at this point, also be considering something else that can sustain you, so that when YouTube goes through its ebbs and flows, you're not even blinking an eye, because you have something else passive that is also leveraging that connected check that you have with YouTube. So that's just something to think about as you're growing, and just kind of think which, something else that you could do that wouldn't require your time, that can passively grow your money on its own, so that you can dedicate all your time to your art, which will be YouTube, when you're ready to make that step away. Now it's time for...
hold on. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to answer that because I actually spoke with someone this week. I'm trying to tie in the teaching elements. I spoke with this nonprofit organization. They are geared just strictly pretty much towards like Black youth and tying in teaching with them. But it'll be me getting on and speaking to kids about being a content creator and having a phone in a dream and how to start out, what to look for and what to do. So I was like, that'll be really cool. I'm still kind of in the YouTube frame, but I'm still teaching at the same time.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Hey, look, all you need to do now is go on Fiverr, make you like a little 6-7 page printout, downloadable PDF that you sell to people for $10 on how you started with your cell phone and a dream, and that dream came true. And what you up to now? See, that's another way you can get a couple of dollars coming in, because people are looking for those kind of feel good stories and seeing where you're at right now and actually believing it can be attainable. Because oftentimes in this business, you see people with these glorious lifestyle, good and damn well they faking it till they make it, but they make that fake it look so good that they can literally convince people into spending $300, $400, $500 on their damn program. The programs ain't worth nothing.
Yes.
But you, on the other hand, you've got something real, you've got something tangible, and people can see the passion and your drive considering the way you're doing your growth. So definitely think about that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the homie Miss T, Struggle Reviewz TV. Link is in the video description. This is her IG page. If you want to be thoroughly entertained, you have to subscribe to this sister so that you can get the best blessing of your day and keep things going. Now it's time for the hard questions. Give me your top 3 favorite movies pre-2000.
Oh, man. Oh my goodness, it's so many, Lamont. Like, that's a hard question.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, how about top 2? Is there a top 2?
Because I'm a horror person. It's definitely movies like, I would say, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, probably like Predator, Alien. It's so many. Because I like a lot of period pieces. Like, it's just so many movies. I'm like, oh, that's such a hard question. How dare you?
See, I knew it.
That's such a hard question. Like, it's just so many. Or I could go further. Like, I love Lady Sings the Blues. I love Mahogany.
I do too.
Just it's just so many. Like, I'm just a movie buff, but most of the time, like, it's all of my favorite movies are going to be talking about 2000. I'm probably pre 1980.
Now, see, I don't want to carbon date myself, but do you remember a movie called Cujo?
Of course.
Okay. Do you remember a movie called The Birds?
Of course.
And God, there was one with Dennis Quaid where he was driving a little red car and he was getting chased by a truck. That was old school. I forgot the name of that one. Do you remember that one?
A little red car being chased by a truck? Because I'm just thinking about Quantum Leap. That's a show. That's not that. I can't.
Not Quantum Leap. God, why I can't think of the name of this movie. Basically, homeboy pissed off a 18-wheeler truck driver who was delivering gas. You never saw the driver's face, but you saw that ugly, nasty truck. And the truck kept trying to trace my man till he killed him. He never made it to kill him, but it was it was a really good for its era kind of car being chased by a truck. And I cannot think of the name. I just remember the actor in it. But I watched that when I was a kid. It was great. I'm going to find the name and I'll guarantee you'll like it. I got another old school one for you. You might not have seen this one, but you like horror. My grandma raised me liking horror. There was a movie with a guy named Chocolate Chip Charlie in it, and it was called The Stuff.
I remember The Stuff. Yeah. Looked like it was crazy. Like, that's a silly movie, but hey, the villain was The Stuff. That's right up there with stuff like Killer Tomatoes, like these inanimate objects killing people.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. As a child, that one got me for a little while. I ain't want to eat no ice cream, and damn it, I love some ice cream, but I wouldn't mess with nothing white and creamy for a long time. So I hit you with that hard question. Now I got to hit you with another hard question. Give me your top 3 TV shows that predate 2000.
All Cosby Show.
Okay.
A Different World.
Definitely in my top 3 for sure.
And Living Single.
Okay. And the thing about those shows that is amazing, you can turn them on today, and the entertainment and information they presented back then, for the most part, is still relevant now. It's still relevant now, and I loved a different world. I was just got finished talking about that with somebody the other day, and they keep saying they're going to remake it. How would you feel about a different world remake? Let it be.
I don't do remakes. I don't do remakes, Lamont. Like, don't remake nothing. I'm still crying a tear over them about to release House Party and White Man Can't Jump. Like, just leave stuff alone.
I saw that trailer for House Party. Oh Lord, how much? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna see what your review say before I get in on that. I'm gonna let your review tell the story on that one. Last thing I want to ask you before we get into some current TV and movie news. What are the goals for your channel in 2023?
The goal for my channel in 2023 is to stream at least once a week, start my membership, and get to 25K before the year is out.
Gotcha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the sister. You don't need to know anything else, but go get yourself entertained on her channel. Her link is in the description.